right, so here's the legend, George St-Pierre, former UFC welterweight champion, former UFC middleweight champion, and DC as one of the most decorated wrestlers on this UFC roster. You gotta be pretty amazed at what this man has been able to accomplish without any amateur wrestling credentials to speak of.
Yeah, with no background, the guys that he's been in there with and controlled the wrestling exchanges has truly been unbelievable to watch. I was in Canada when he fought Josh Koscheck and took Josh Koscheck, who was an NCAA champion, down whenever he needed to.
Right.
But it was also the striking that made him so dangerous. I remember George St-Pierre had this combination. It was a lead jab, a lead Superman jab, and then a leg kick. Everyone wanted to try and do it, and they say imitation is the greatest form of getting a compliment. We all tried to beat George St-Pierre.
And he's got more SBs than you.
He does. He's the man.
All right, so the path to UFC middleweight gold and glory continues to go through this man. And without speaking hyperbolically, I do believe this man looks like he could reign for some time.
You know, when you think about middleweight, you think about some great champions, Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya. This man can be viewed in the same regard because he has ruled the top of the division for a really long time. He's ruled it with an iron fist. He is just so good in this role. He is everything you want in a UFC champion.
He's fighting in his natural weight class. A lot of people wondered aloud, and maybe he could become a two-division champion, go down to 70. He don't want to hear that noise. He's looking to pluck off another middleweight title challenger in yet another big spot here tonight. Michael the Count Bisping. He has graced the octagon. It means we are ready to go with our main event of the evening. And now our tail of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Now for the official introductions, the veteran voice of the octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, George Rush St-Pierre. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael the Count Bisping.
So Herb Dean, third man in there for this one.
Ready? Let's do it.
All right, going to be interesting to see how George St-Pierre approaches the early portions of this round. Takedown figures to be there, right? But he talked a lot about his jab and letting his striking set up his wrestling here tonight. So let us see if indeed striking is the first order of business for the all-timer George Rush St-Pierre. Single leg takedown. Oh, and he escapes up to his feet. Very nice.
Oh, nice takedown defense.
And they separate. St-Pierre going for the takedown, but unable to land. Strong defense here as the hook to the head is blocked. Throwing that jab yet again out of range.
Oh, big elbow.
Oh, big Superman punch there. Just misses with the straight right. Big shots being landed on both sides here.
Beautiful. Big right hook there by the champ.
Under 3 minutes now to go in the round. All right, full guard here, DC. We'll see how soon he tries to pass.
Well, he needs to be passing immediately. In the full guard is where you are in most danger as a top fighter because they have all of their submissions.
Right.
They have the guillotine, they have the armbar, they have the kimuras, they have all their locks when they're in the full guard. So if you pass, you really do limit the danger that you're in from the top position.
And very effective with the ground and pound. Under 90 seconds to go, round one.
Big ground and pound.
If you're the bottom fighter, DC, what do?
You got to move, you got to shrimp, you got to get off on a hip to try to move your opponent off of you or pull him down to close the space.
Postures up and lands a brutal strike to the head. Oh, nice job to split his guard and get the ground strike home again. Nice strike from bottom position. Left punch followed by a right. Nice 1-2 there by Bisping. 15 seconds remain in the round. Round two next.
Too bad, but we can't allow that to happen. We've got to get back up to our feet. The guard is awesome.
All right, we look back at some of the replays from that previous round, DC. A lot of good action for fight fans over those 5 minutes.
I mean, high pace, high intensity, all action first round. Both landed multiple strikes. What a great round of fighting.
You ready to fight? You ready?
All right, second round underway. All right, here we go with our next round. His opponent is going to need some Motrin later tonight. How about all those strikes to the head he absorbed in the previous round?
He is not moving his head. He's trying to walk forward. He's a pressure fighter, sure, but he's trying to walk forward with no head movement, and he is paying the price for it by getting hit over and over in the face.
Nice job by him defensively there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, stuffs the takedown without issue. Flipped with a left hand counter. Just out of range with the big right hand. Takedown defense holds up. And now some distance as they pull apart. Well, defense doesn't necessarily win championships in MMA, but he's doing a nice job blocking these shots.
He's not allowing his opponent to get any damage off on him by blocking all these attacks.
Oh, going for the takedown here. Well, he was a little bit lackluster in round one. You can't say the same here in this second round. He has really picked up the pace, an uptick in the aggression and the output, and starting to find his range here in the pocket. Oh! Big shots exchanged in the pocket there. Well, I'm no fighter, but if I rock a guy to that extent, I feel like I'm closing the show.
Absolutely. You gotta go close the show if you get a guy hurt that bad. You cannot back off and take your time. He's right for the picking. Go and pick the He got hurt again. It's been a crazy fight. What a punch.
Well, St-Pierre's nose is bleeding now. Yes, looks as though he got cut by one of those offerings from his opponent.
Beautiful job getting those hands up.
St-Pierre gets touched by that leg kick attempt. Oh, Superman punch is good. Man, these guys have some chins on them. Huge shots being landed on both sides.
He can't even get.
You need to fight back.
Seconds winding down in round 2. All right, well, he's got him softened up here. All right, round 3 coming up next. All right, there's the horn. The round is over, but not before he was cut on his nose from the strikes in that round. Back to the stool. Cut man is in. Should be able to shut that cut and prevent it from becoming an issue moving forward. But, of course, as soon as he gets struck in that next round, it could open back up. All right, so there's the horn. He got knocked down by a punch in that round, but he is able to survive. We'll see if they can make some adjustments.
He's as tough as they come. He took that shot and he kept plodding forward. He got off of his butt. He got himself off of the canvas and tried to get right back to work. But he cannot take many more of these. You don't want to be the guy that's testing how tough that your chin is.
Ready.
All right, here we go with this 3rd round of this championship fight. All right, so after one of the more entertaining rounds in recent UFC history, our next round is upon us. Man, those guys both took some serious damage in that previous round.
They both took some damage, but they both gave it. They both gave it as well as they took it. Let's see who wilts and goes down first.
Oh, lands with the ground and pound strike. Man, he's killing it on the ground. Another strike gets through. All right, dominant position here. He's got the full mount. A lot of different ways he can go here. Maybe try to find an arm bar or just get the ground and pound.
He can attack submission, but those submissions will present themselves once he has landed that brutal ground and pound he is known for. Because then his opponent will start to get a little bit desperate to get out from under him, which will then in turn leave arms dangling, or he'll turn to his knees and get choked out.
Well, St-Pierre's in half guard. A lot of top pressure being applied here. St-Pierre's back inside control here.
That was a slick transition.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by GSP. Another ground and pound strike lands. Oh, outstanding combination of ground and pound punches here by George St-Pierre. All right, half guard now. Not a fighter you want in half guard against you. For the bottom fighter, what does he need to do?
He needs to secure his underhook. He's got to be fighting for underhook. One of the most key things you can do as a bottom fighter stuck in half guard is try to frame. You frame and push your opponent away from you. By pushing him away from you, he will then want to come back into you.
Right.
It's like when I push you back, you want to go forward. So as he comes forward, boom. You got him. Oh, you hit him again, bro.
St-Pierre's got his head. Let's see if he can secure a guillotine choke here.
Yep, that guillotine's deep.
Oh, how good is that as he gets out?
That is great submission defense, keeping everything short and not allowing his opponent to get the submission victory.
The ground strikes continue to pile up.
He's doing a really good job putting himself in position.
Well, no feeling out process tonight. Both fighters invoking damage on the other DC.
Yes, we knew.
All right, he's got the hooks in, DC, working off of his back.
Now look for him to attack the neck of his opponent to try to get the rear choke.
Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by Bisping. Man, another one lands. He's trying to pound his opponent's head through the canvas. All right, 3 rounds down, potentially 2 more to go. We are headed to the championship rounds. All right, there's the horn, and what a round, champ. We got to talk about the knockdown. When you knock somebody down like that, it's got to be kind of fun to strut your way back to the stool.
I mean, you are 10 foot tall. When you can drop another person with a strike, you are 10 foot tall. Now, the issue is he did not find the finish, and he used a lot of energy trying to finish that fight.
All right, so there's the end of the round, and on one side, thrill, on the other, agony after that knockdown.
Yeah, he was able to really damage him with that big punch. You see the hands, the speed, how sharp he is, how technical he is. It allows him to land in spots where his opponent is winging punches. Great strike landed. great punch landed
Ready to
to
fight?
put his opponent down.
Ready.
Fourth round, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. All right, so here we go. You can feel the...
Yeah, he hurt him real bad. He's still hurt.
Oh, high-level mixed martial arts there as he works for the takedown after catching the leg. Now let's see if he can inflict some damage here on the ground.
He does a great job of getting to his position, landing effective strikes, and now his opponent's starting to sweat.
St-Pierre, ground and pound from half guard. He is making these shots count.
Great shot from the top position.
Again, not much defense there. Another ground strike gets through. All right, he's got him in the north-south position now. I know the crowd thinks it's funny when this happens, but if you're the bottom fighter, nothing funny about it.
It's not funny. This is not a fun position to be in fighting. You've got to try and change it immediately because you are carrying someone's weight, whether it's their bottom half weight or the top half. You are carrying their weight, whether you got their armpit. There it is again. Look at that.
Well, you've got to admire the urgency here. He is trying to keep the judges out of it, lighten up his opponent left and right.
Big double leg level change.
All right, working inside the closed guard now. This is no safe place against this opponent. All right, he's very comfortable fighting. St-Pierre's going for a choke.
It's tight.
All right, so now going to position over submission as he bails on the sub. Grounded him and pounded him. Nice job. And there it is, another strike gets through on the ground. Bisping's got a bruise appearing on that left side now. Got to think that bodily investment is going to pay dividends later in the fight.
Nice shot there by the champ.
Well, I am not going out on a limb when I say he is on the wrong side of this fight. Maybe a little bit rattled after getting knocked down earlier in the round.
But that's exactly what you expect, right? He took such a bad knockdown early. It's going to be on him to build back into this fight as we go forward.
Well, at this point, hard to blame him for head hunting. He's very close to the finish here. 20 seconds to go.
Sneaky body kick lands under the elbow.
That is it!
Oh my God!
I mean, you gotta be kidding me with that knockout. If that is not the #1 play on SportsCenter tonight, I'm not sure what would top it. One of the best knockouts we've seen all year.
In a very long time. I have not seen someone look this good. He promised us something, and he delivered with that beautiful knockout.
All right, the official decision is inside the octagon. That's where we find Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 55 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael
Well, he came in as one of the winningest fighters in the history of the UFC, and he only adds to that total here tonight. The former UFC middleweight champion, Michael Bisping, with another monumental